All right, everyone. Let me just turn my camera on for a second. Good morning. My name is Sonia Barkley. I am the Small Business Outreach Manager here at South Carolina Department of Commerce. And I welcome you all today for our webinar. We're featuring PTAC SC. That's the Procurement Technical Assistance Center here in South Carolina, right here in Columbia. And they're here to help you just branch out into another avenue for your business, to help you grow your business, talking about contracting, whether it's local, county, state, or even federal. They're here to help you. And Tenell Felder is joining us this morning. She is the Marketing and Communications Manager at PTAC SC, and she's going to answer all your questions too at the end. Before we begin, just want to go over a few house rules. Just let you know that this webinar is being recorded, so you will receive a copy at the end. And also we ask that you keep your mics off and your cameras off, and we can use the chat box for your questions for today. And we'll answer them all at the end. Like I said, everything will be sent to you at the end, so you will have those as a point of reference. And we'll go ahead and start with Ms. Tenell now.
All right, thank you, Sonia, so much for that introduction. And hello, everyone. Excited to be here with you today. Let me go ahead and share my screen, and we'll start. We'll start with the show. Okay.
And you're good.
Awesome, great, thank you. Okay, yes, well, again, as Sonia said, my name is Tenell Felder, and I am the Marketing and Communications Manager for the Procurement Technical Assistance Center of South Carolina, also known as PTAC SC. I am so happy to be here today on behalf of our organization. And today I'll just be explaining how PTAC SC can help to position South Carolina businesses to compete for government contracts. So that is what we will be going over today. Briefly, Sonia did mention questions, and we received those questions. I tried to include the answers to many of those questions within our presentation. And at the end, I will be addressing some of those questions that have not been touched on in the presentation. So just keep that in mind, and let's get started. Okay, so I like to start these presentations by asking a question, and that question is, why would a South Carolina business want to consider becoming a government vendor? Well, the federal government is the largest purchaser of goods and services in the world, and as we can see here, move this over. There we go. Okay, and as we can see here from this headline from the Small Business Administration, the federal government awarded a record-breaking $145.7 billion in contracting to small businesses, and this was from fiscal year 2020. And of that amount, small businesses with socioeconomic certifications, so like your hub zone, women-owned businesses, et cetera, made up about 5% of those contracting dollars. Well, in December 2021, the Biden administration came out and they introduced a new challenge to, well, actually an executive order to federal agencies, and saying that they would need to increase their goals so that contracting dollars awarded to small disadvantaged businesses would go from that 5% that I just spoke about to 11%. And the goal is to get it to 50% by 2025, which huge leap. And actually, this will translate to about $100 billion in contracting dollars that will go to small disadvantaged businesses. And so in December, we alerted our clients to this. As you can see here with this headline, we just wanted to let our clients know that if they qualify as a small disadvantaged business, that they would need to go ahead and make sure that they are registered so that they would be eligible for those contracting dollars. And in the next slide, we will look more into what qualifies as small disadvantaged business. Okay, so is my business a small business? People wonder that. They say, you know, am I able to qualify as a small business? The answer is most likely. And this is really because about 99% of the businesses in the United States are classified as small businesses. So in order to qualify as a small business, you need to meet the SBA's numerical standard for a small business. And there's actually a tool on their website where you can go and you can type in your industry and the number of employees that you have, and it will let you know, do you qualify for a small business? Like I said earlier, it's more likely than not you qualify as a small business. You want to be a for-profit business of any legal structure, and that just means your limited partnership, limited liability partnership, LLC, incorporated, things of that nature. You need to be independently owned and operated, not nationally dominant in your field, so not like a McDonald's or a Chick-fil-A or something of that matter. And you want to be physically located and operate in the United States or its territories. And so we're actually going to look now and seeing about what qualifies as a small disadvantaged business. I'm gonna drag this over here. Okay, so we just talked about small disadvantaged businesses and how the Biden administration is really, they are requiring that federal agencies increase the number of contracts going to small disadvantaged businesses. So I just pulled this up from SBA.gov. They have great information. We will be visiting that website often during this presentation. But just here you can see the definition of small disadvantaged businesses. And so the firm must be 51% or more owned and controlled by one or more disadvantaged persons. They give you links here where you can go and explore that a little bit more. So I just wanted to pull that up to show you all. Put that back over here. All right. Okay, so you might hear all of this and think, okay, you might be convinced that government contracting provides financial opportunities for small businesses, but you might be thinking, does this translate to South Carolina small businesses? And the answer is yes. As you can see here, a large chunk of those dollars are coming into South Carolina. And so this is a screenshot from usaspending.gov, and we will be going into that website and looking into that a little bit more. But as you can see here, this is, let me first explain the search terms that I use to find this information. So this is from fiscal year 2021. I searched for all contracts, small business, and small business set-asides. So these are contracts that were specifically going only towards people who met those set-aside criteria. And these are all South Carolina businesses as well. And so since we have that, there we go. Since we have that established, we can see that the Department of Defense was by far the largest contributor to these businesses, and they almost spent $15 billion with South Carolina small businesses. And then here we look at the Department of Education, and you might look at this bar and look at this bar and think, well, that's nothing. Well, actually, that's $500 million with the Department of Education. So I think we've established that for the federal level. So now let's look at the local level and the state level. What opportunities do we have for small businesses at that level? So this is a screenshot from the South Carolina Business Opportunities, which is with the procurement.sc.gov. And again, I think this is one of the websites we also will be looking at a little later in the presentation. But this screenshot just shows that there are many business opportunities available in the state or coming from the state actually. And here you can see these are all solicitations that are open. Right here we can see there's 123 ads out for construction, 151 ads out for looking for services. And those services include food services, vendor setup services, janitorial services. So there are just a plethora really of opportunities for small businesses in South Carolina who might want to bid on these and who might want to provide these services to the government. So we have established that the government marketplace provides many opportunities for small businesses. However, the government marketplace can be complicated and convoluted to really looking at how do you navigate it, where do you need to register, how do you read a solicitation. There are a lot of things to kind of wade through if you are interested in getting involved with government in the government marketplace. And businesses know this. And so there are many businesses who charge to assist people in doing government contracting. Now, these are just a handful, and you can see that they charge for government registration assistance. They charge to help you register for your socioeconomic certifications. They charge for webinars to learn about government marketing. And this is where PTAC SC comes in. We provide these same services free of charge. And I'm going to take this part of the presentation now just to explain to you a little bit about what PTAC SC is, the history of PTAC and the PTAP program. So as I stated earlier, PTAC stands for the Procurement Technical Assistance Center. And that center is a result of the Procurement Technical Assistance Program, which was established by Congress in 1984. And the purpose of that, Congress established it because they really wanted to level the playing field. They know that doing business with the government is difficult. And so they wanted to provide a free resource that would help to level the playing field and that would bring more businesses into the government marketplace. And through offering services and free counseling. So it was established under the Department of Defense through DLA. So the Defense Logistics Agency is what this program is currently under. So right now there are approximately 94 PTACs nationwide with 300 local offices. And PTAC SC, we are the office for the state of South Carolina. So we serve all 46 counties. I believe right now we have about clients in about 30 of those counties. And so again, we want to expand our services to all 46 counties because that is who we are serving. So we are slowly, definitely expanding our client base. And so our goal is to help promote South Carolina's economic development through by assisting companies in providing their products and services to the federal, state, and local government. And our state partners include the University of South Carolina. We are under the Office of Innovation, Partnerships, and Economic Engagement. And of course, the South Carolina Department of Commerce is one of our partners. And also, as I mentioned a little earlier, the Defense Logistics Agency. And our mission, don't want to forget our mission. So the mission is to help businesses do business with the government with concerted efforts to assist small businesses, such as small disadvantaged businesses, women-owned small businesses, hub-zone small businesses, and veteran-owned small businesses. And I will be going again a little bit more into that towards the end of the presentation of what those different classifications mean. Okay, so now we are at the good part. What do we do? I've been saying that we help assist you. What does that look like? Well, we provide one-on-one counseling free of charge to our clients. And one-on-one right now, because of everything going on with COVID, a lot of those meetings are over the computer and Microsoft Teams. And so counseling includes our PTAC SC counselors advising clients on the best practices to attain government business. And so there are 5 main areas that we assist with. As you can see here on the slide, it's with registration assistance, marketing assistance, bid match assistance, solicitation review, and proposal review. And so now we're going to go and quickly look into to each of these. All right, first up is registration assistance. And we had a question asking if PTAC SC would be able to assist someone who wanted to re-register in SAM. And the answer to that is yes, we do provide that assistance. And so the questions I want to look at is, why do I need to register? Who am I registering with? What is this registration? And so if you want to be a vendor for the federal or state or local government, you'll be required to register in one of these systems. And for the federal government, that is SAM, and for the state of South Carolina, you will register with the South Carolina Division of Procurement Services. And so why do you need to register? So registration is often required by the federal, state, and local government for awards that are above the micro purchase threshold, so that $10,000 threshold. It will add you as a client to prospective agencies' databases. We were looking through the questions, and there were a couple questions asking, how can I let agencies know that, that I am selling this product? How can I show up? And this is the answer right here. You register and you will show up in a database. So if a particular agency, they need to search for, they might use a NAICS code, and I will be explaining a little bit more about NAICS codes and product service codes later, but they will search for that and see the services and see the businesses that offer those services. So that's another reason why you need to register. You would want to register your business. And it also registration also pre-qualifies to ensure that basic eligibility criteria are met that helps agencies determine your socioeconomic certifications for set-asides, helping to determine your company size if you're a small business, et cetera. And so I'm going to pull up SAM just to show you all. Let's make it a little smaller so that we can see that. Okay, this is sam.gov, and it stands for System for Award Management. And I just want to point out something here that says there is no cost to use this site. And then again, 100% free. And the reason why they're pointing this out is because, like the slide I showed you earlier, there are numerous businesses who will charge you for a SAM registration. They will charge you to re-register or to go through that again. And SAM, they are emphasizing that the website is free to use, and there are free resources such as PTAC SC that you can use to help you register for SAM. So you don't need to pay for any services for SAM. And just quickly, if you're looking on here, and I think we will also discuss this a little later, but they have contract opportunities, just all sorts of resources here. And what our counselors do is they will drag this back over. What our counselors do is they will assist our clients in walking through SAM registration line by line, helping them to see what they need to pay attention to in order to get everything filled out. So that is a great service that our counselors offer. And then I'm going to briefly pull up the South Carolina procurement. All right, I'm gonna drag this over as well. Okay, and so registering, this is procurement.sc.gov. And as I stated a little earlier, you will need to register here if you want to look into doing business with the state government. And so we want to look here. Let's see, I'm going to pull up vendor registration. So just an example here. And again, our counselors will help you walk through this process. And our counselors have backgrounds in procurement and in contracting. And so they know these systems and that they can assist you in walking through those. All right. All right, our next. Oh, really quickly, I did want to also mention about SAM. So registering for SAM means that you register your entity or your small business to be able to bid on government contracts or to apply for government, for federal assistance, for government assistance from the federal government. And yes, just wanted to mention that. Our next slide, marketing research is the second area that we assist in. And so marketing research is helping clients find the agencies that pay for their products and services. And so for marketing research, I like to say it's twofold. It's looking for your, looking for how you want to market your, or looking for the audiences that will, the agencies that will buy your products, and also how do you market yourself to the federal government. So our counselors will work with clients using research tools such as the Federal Procurement Database, which is on SAM. I just pulled that up and you were kind of able to see that a little bit. and usaspending.gov to help determine which agencies and sub-agencies are sold and who's buying those. And also the same thing on a state level, you would want to look at procurement sc.gov. And a little later, we're going to actually do a search on usaspending.gov. So I'll show you how that's done. And then the second way that I mentioned that we assist with marketing is with capability statements. So here you see, this is actually the first page of our capability worksheet for our PTAC SC clients. And they use this to help them gather the information that they would want to put on a capability statement. So you might be thinking, what's a capability statement? It is basically a one-page resume for your business. And you provide this capability statement to government buyers so that they can look and see your services that you offer. They can see if you are certified for any set-asides and just how to get in contact with you if they're interested in doing business with you. So capability statements are quite important. We just had, or PTAC SC just had a presentation with the Marine Corps Installation East, Chris Herbasi, and he mentioned just how important capability statements are to him as being a small business contract officer and looking and seeing what services that they offer. But we assist with capability statements to helping them write a successful capability statement, helping them to write something that will help them to stand out amongst the competition that they are working with. And actually, we have a webinar next week, and it will be on capability statement. So if you are interested in learning more about that, how to write a stellar capability statement, check out our website, ptacsc.org, under news and events. Registration for that will be going up later today. And actually, we have one of our counselors, Ashley Duell. She will be teaching this, and she has over 10 years experience working with small businesses and helping them to market themselves to the government. So again, this is another way that we help in terms of marketing. All right, bid match. So bid match is actually pretty cool. It's a unique electronic service that keeps our clients informed and alerted to relevant bid opportunities. This is great because we recognize that many of our clients, they have jobs other than what they're trying to pursue with the federal government. And so this is a time saver. It comes straight to your inbox. It includes the solicitations that match up with your NAICS codes. And how this works is that your PTAC counselor, your PTAC SC counselor will go through this with you and will help to identify your NAICS codes, keywords, the products you sell, and enter that, and you will get alerted to that. So that is bid match. And solicitation review. Yes, so solicitation is, as I'm sure you know, it's set out by the federal government or the state government or the local government, letting you know that they are looking for a particular service or products. And I have sat through a few solicitation reviews with our clients, and solicitations can be up to 80 pages long or more. And they are dense documents. And so the fact that our counselors offer this service where they will walk through you, they will walk with you through the solicitation is actually a pretty big deal to have someone who is knowledgeable and someone who knows about the solicitation. They can walk through that with you. So as you can see on the slide, a couple of things that we look for, or that your counselor will help you to identify, is the scope of work. So what is the government requesting to be done? We'll help you identify that, help you identify applicable due dates. You need to know the due date so that you know the time frame. If you would be able to fulfill that contract in the time frame, identify and explain the directions for responding bidders, so that when the government when the agency receives your proposal, if you do decide to submit a proposal, you won't get dismissed for being non-responsive. You want to identify the evaluation factors for the awards, how will the bid be judged, and also to see information on the procuring agency, and also look at the pricing schedule. And this is important because reviewing this with your counsel will help you to determine if you have the capital to complete the contract requirements before you bid on the solicitation. which is very important to do. All right, last but not least, we have the proposal review. And so request for proposal, we do not write proposals for our clients. We always say that we want to teach our clients to fish instead of just giving them fish, but we will work with them to help them write a proposal and craft a proposal that identifies their strengths, that looks at the scope of requirements, that also looks at the pricing proposal, as I mentioned earlier, why that's important to see, and that highlights and addresses the details of the solicitation. So we do assist in helping to write that proposal, those proposals. Okay, services that we do not provide. We do not provide any general business training or financial assessments. The second point here, I would like to point out, it says we do not assist pre-startup or newly started businesses unless they have required minimum assistance for potential government contracting success. And all this means is that if you, let's say you come to us and you're a new business, but you don't have a business plan and you don't really know what you want to sell to the government, you just know that it looks interesting, you might want to consider having the government be a customer of yours. Well, in that case, we would refer you out to one of our community partners. So SBA, the Small Business Development Center of South Carolina, or SCORE even, we would want to let you know about, these are some services that you can look at then, and they can help you to develop your business. But yes, that's why we do not assist pre-startup or newly started businesses. We do not act as client's representative, and we don't give any training of any sort either. Okay, so how to become a PTAC SC client. You might have looked at this and thought, this looks interesting. I might want to consider doing this. I like the idea of having someone walk by me and help me through this process. Well, if you go visit our website, and I will pull that up shortly and show you how to do that. But just to let you all know a couple of client intake considerations. The first consideration we look at is we just ask that you be interested in doing business with the government. And that really involves understanding and knowing that it is a time commitment. It can take on average 12 to 18 months to get your first contract, but well worth the wait though, especially once you're able to get in your foot in the door of getting those contracts, and really that'll make it easier for future contracts. But to really get started is a time commitment, and so you want to make sure that you have the time. You want to make sure that your business is not reliant on getting a government contract to be able to survive. So you want to already have capital coming in, and you want to be committed to this process. So that is what we look for. We only assist South Carolina businesses. So that's why it says business must be registered with the South Carolina Secretary of State. You want to be in a position to perform contract requirements. This means that if you were offered a contract today, that you would have the capital and the resources to fulfill that contract. And that goes really into what I was saying with the first point, is that you understand the commitment, you have the capital, the resources, everything will be ready to go to fulfill that contract. And then the demonstrate capability, integrity, and reliability to assure good faith performance is along those same lines. You want to make sure that you would not default on the contract, you would be able to fulfill those requirements. And I saw quite a few questions about past performance experience. And the government the government looks upon it favorably if you do have past performance experience, and that can be through subcontracting or a prime contract with federal, state, or local government. But also it's not counted against you if you do not have that past performance experience. And also the solicitations will inform you on if past performance experience is required, or where it is, how they're going to score that, your past performance. And our PTAC SC counselors can help you also to find other ways, if you don't have that past performance experience, but to find other ways to highlight if you have general experience. So again, that's just that caveat. It's preferred, but not required. And very quickly, I'm going to bring over our website. And so we can see here our website, and again, it has great resources if you are interested in learning more about government contracting and going a little bit more into detail about our services. Sign up is just right here. You click on there. And there you go, and it starts the process for you. So again, our website is PTACSC.org. There we go. Okay, and now, all right, next up, question and answers. So, Sonny, did you want to ask those questions, and I can kind of go from there let me bring up the next slide.
Sure. I just had a couple of questions that were in the chat box.
Okay.
If you don't mind, we can hit those first.
Yeah, sure.
So someone wanted to know if there was a way to search the bid opportunities by industry. And that was Natasha. Thank you, Natasha.
Yes, and I actually will be going into a little bit of that later. So, but yeah, they're able to search those bid opportunities, and that really is the purpose of our bid match too, is where that would come, those bid opportunities based on your industry would come straight to your inbox.
Great. And we have another question from Landry. If you are already SAM certified, can that information, I guess, transfer over to the PTAC platform?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. If you're already SAM certified as a business, can that information transfer over to the PTAC platform? Since it's a requirement for SAM certification, right?
Yes. Okay. So it seems like the question being asked is if that information is already on SAM, can it be transferred to us?
Yes.
Would that be, if I could just have some clarification, like, would it be transferred to our website? There would be really no need to transfer the information to our website. Is that what's being asked?
Well, you know what, Landry, are you able to unmute your mic to provide some more detail? And if not, then we certainly can have you connect with Tenell afterwards, and then she'll be able to answer all your questions in detail with that. So I'll make sure that we have that. I'm just going to write the name down so we can make sure the question is there. Katrina had a question as well. Can opportunities be searched by DOD AC code?
By DOD
AC code.
AC code. Oh, you know what? That is an excellent question, and I will need to research that and to get in contact with you on that. But if I can get your email address, and I will certainly look into that.
All righty. So one more. BW Mason asks, he says, you mentioned having capital secured prior to contract bid. Do you work with a partner to help awardees secure the working capital they need to meet the contract requirements?
Yes, and this was actually an excellent question, one that was going to, I'll just go ahead and answer it right now. So the short answer is that PTAC SC, we don't provide clients with anything related to financing. However, what we, some organizations that I will go ahead and suggest would be SBA, South Carolina District Office, SCORE Midlands, and the SCORE, that's all caps, and that's SCORE, SCORE Midlands, and South Carolina, Business Development Center, and they can help with offer advice and financing and help to get you set up for that.
All righty. And for SAM registrations that are expired, do you know the cost to renew? Here, Kim is saying it costs like $600 to renew. And I know the SAM platform is SBA. Let's see.
I will need to look that up. To my knowledge, though, it should not cost to renew. Let's see. That's something that, you know what? I will look into that and get back to that person as well. But that I don't believe it costs to renew.
I don't believe so either, Kim. Just
Yeah, and
double check and go right to the SBA website for that,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
if you're going through a third party and someone is helping you with your business startup and such, you may be paying fees. And there's a lot of information that's already out here, and all this information is free, including what you're hearing from Tenell today. So we want to make
Yes.
sure that you know that. And just in case you're partnered with a third party that's charging you to help you get your business started, then they may be charging you that fee. But I'm almost sure that SBA does not charge for that. And I'm not
Yes.
sure if we have any SBA representatives online today.
Yes, and that is what I wanted to mention. I spoke about a little earlier in those slides that there are organizations and businesses who charge to assist with registering, re-registering again, and there are also free resources such as PTAC SC where we will assist you with that free of charge. So be wary of that. That's also why I pulled up that SAM website to show that it says this is free to use. We do not charge, just to know. Yes, be on the lookout for that. Definitely be on the lookout for that. And that's something our PTAC SC counselors also have helped our clients with. Sometimes our clients will forward them, say, I got this notification about my SAM registration. Is this legitimate? Is this, do I have to pay for this or that? And that our counselors are able to look into that and help them. Most of the time, the answer is no. So, yes.
All right, let's see. And would everyone reach out to you directly to get started to register and get started with this process?
Yes, if they are interested. So in order to assist them with becoming a client, or in order to assist them, they would need to be a client of ours. And so you would just go to our website, ptacsc.org, and click on that sign up, and that'll begin the process for you.
Great. Let's see. We had one other question from a little bit earlier, and it says, are there opportunities for BIPOC owned media?
BIPOC owned media?
Yes.
Okay. Again, I will have to look into that acronym and see exactly what that means. But actually, once we get to some of the other questions, I will show you all how you can search on these databases yourself to look and see what's available to you.
Well, for that one, it's the Black, Indigenous, people of color. Is there something for this opportunities, I guess, that's in that, I guess, group that way?
Okay, yes. So there are the official set asides. I'm just going to go ahead and pull this up right now. So set asides. This is actually what this question is getting into, and I will go ahead and pull this over. Set asides are set asides are when the government limits competition for certain contracts or certain opportunities to certain socioeconomic groups. And so actually SBA has their list of set asides, and SBA, that is the Small Business Administration. Let's see, well, actually, let's just go back to here. But so the set asides that are acknowledged by the government, we have women-owned small businesses, small disadvantaged businesses, and 8A small businesses, historically underutilized, and service-owned veterans. So the one that this question is referring to, I believe that would probably be under 8A small businesses, and looking really minority status and seeing the certain contracts that are available specifically to those minority statuses.
Great. Any other questions for Tenell? I think you did mention earlier how that everyone can make themselves available and be visible as subcontractors. I think you did. If you don't mind touching on that once again.
Yeah, definitely. So in order to make yourself visible to a subcontractor, which is important, especially if you want to get your foot in the door, you want to be a prime contractor later, network is huge. You want to network with larger businesses in your industry, attend industry matchmaking events. That's something that PTAC SC that we want to look into, really helping to connect our clients with those bigger industries. there's two ways that you can do this yourself. And I'm going to pull up, let's see, I'm going to pull up usaspending.gov. Please bear with me as I pull this up. Okay. So usaspending.gov is actually a great tool, and it has a lot of different search things that you can find. And so actually, if you go in here and do award search, and you can search for contracts within your industry, and they can and on there they will list who the contract was awarded to, and they have their contact information right up there so that you would be able to contact them, and that can maybe start a networking opportunity, that maybe can start a relationship there, because really this is about building relationships. And also procurementsc.gov, I'm going to pull that up. And I know we looked at this website a little earlier, but a way that you can go in here, you can look in here, and this allows you to also search for past contracts as well, and to see who those, so what you're looking for when you're looking at these past contracts, you're wanting to see who they were awarded to, and that can be a way that you network for future opportunities that they might have for subcontractors. Another tool that is helpful, let's see, is called Subnet. I'm bringing that up. And this is an SBA tool. All right. And if you getting copies of the slides, you will see this tool, but it's sba.gov/subnet. And this actually provides, it is the SBA subcontracting network system. And you can click by state and search by state to see subcontracting opportunities. So that's a really neat tool. Some of our clients are using that as well. So.
All right. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, does government distributors need to be CMMC certified?
Yes, this is a great question, and actually a multifaceted question. So CMM stands for the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification. 2.0 is actually the one that was just released a couple months ago. And it is required by the Department of Defense for businesses who want to get defense contracts. And so by 2025, all DoD contracts that exceed the micro purchase threshold of 10,000 will have to be CMMC certified. And it is it's a lengthy process. We actually sent out our PTAC SC, we sent out a communication to our clients explaining a little bit of it. And these are the links that I provided here, steps to make your company more cyber secure. I'll just bring these over. So the process of CMMC is complicated. It's a many-step process. We actually attended a conference for PTACs back in November, and I attended two workshops that were dealing with three workshops that were dealing with CMMC, and about what that process looks like going through that. And it is multifaceted. Here's another link. We're going to look on here. CMMC overview. All right. And again, here we see the overview of the program. They provide this site actually provides a great explanation of it. If you're interested in learning more about it and figuring out if this is something that you need to look into. Our PTAC, we're actually looking and partnering with SBA to have a webinar soon with their CMMC expert to speak with our clients a little bit more about this topic. But again, this is if you are interested in doing business with DoD, and we saw from the slides earlier in the presentation that DoD is the largest contractor to small businesses in the state of South Carolina. So if you're interested in doing business with them, you would need to be CMMC certified. And the purpose of this is it's a security measure to make sure that the information that you have that might be sensitive information is dealt with in a way that protects the information and that protects our nation's security. And the last thing I want to show for CMMC is there is a class for Gavology that is great, and it talks about contractor cybersecurity requirements. If you are a client, another perk of being a client with PTAC SC is that you will receive a code so that you can view these classes for free of charge. Here you said it. Here you can see it's $75, but we provide a code for free to our clients. So that's for that. And I also wanted to look in quickly about, we had a question, we had many questions about, does the government purchase X, Y, or Z? How, and we had some as well just now looking a little bit into how do I know what the government purchases? How can I see which agencies purchase? And so I wanted to show you all a little bit of how to search for that. So someone, for example, someone asked if the government purchased spirits from women-owned businesses, and we will use that as our example. So please note this website. It's www.census.gov/NAICS. And NAICS stands for the North American Industry Classification System. And it's just how our government uses to, it's what our government uses to classify and codify the different industries. And your product service codes are the specific goods and services that are offered under your industry. But right now, we're just looking at NAICS. So you can go to the site. Let's put in spirits. Gonna go. And there it gives you your NAICS codes. So let's say I am, let's see, wine and distilled. Let's say that I sell that, I provide that. So if you look here, it has the NAICS codes for that. So we want to keep this in mind. So we're going to, let's say that I am, I could offer distilled alcoholic beverages and I'm a merchant of that. Okay, so we're gonna copy this and I want to see, okay, does the government purchase this? So then I would go to USA Spend, and over here, you can see there's all of the different criteria, search criteria. So let's see, let's just do all fiscal years. And I will go right down here and enter my NAICS codes right here. Oh, so that's me, there I am, okay? And submit search. And we will see what comes up. And so what comes up are, it looks like that, oh yes, there is a market for this. And you can really look and see the year, who it was awarded to, the recipient name. If you click on that, this gives you all of that information. So this is a great website. I also noticed that a lot of the people on the call today are with consulting. So let's see. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, let's just put in consulting then. Consulting. And here you can just see all the different NAICS codes that might deal with consulting. You could do the exact same thing, put that into usaspending.gov and seeing what comes up for that. And you can also do the same thing on procurement, procurementsc.gov. So I'm going to pull that up really quick. SC.gov. Okay, and now you want to go to goods and services contract search. And right now, this is a list of goods and services that are being sought by the government. And so it's all that information is right there for you. And also, again, that's another area where our PTAC counselors can help you with really looking into it and finding where your goods and services might have a potential audience to be purchased. So, all right, and let me just see if, I think that was, oh, there's one more question I wanted to go ahead and also speak about. And we had a question: do veteran-owned businesses receive any added benefits to the bid process? And so that actually is a great question. And again, that goes into set-asides, which I mentioned a little bit when I was referring to an earlier question when someone was asking about, are there contracts available to minorities or things of that nature? And so I'm going to pull up again to show that, yes, veterans are considered a set-aside in a special interest group. We can see here, service, disabled, veteran-owned small businesses. And so in that sense, if you qualify for this, you would be able to be in a set-aside, which means that you would compete for contracts that are just, it's in a much smaller pool. The pool would be other people who would be only other people who qualify as a service disabled veteran-owned small business. And also, the veteran-owned businesses do get preference when they are bidding with contracts with the Department of Veteran Affairs. And so that's also important to note as well. Were there any more questions?
Oops, okay, I had to unmute my mic. Let's see. All right, BW Mason had a question. I've worked with companies on CMMC compliance in other states, and some states offset some of the costs for the CMMC compliance. The state of Maryland offsets it. And they have a manufacturing extension program that may help them do that. Is there a similar program here in SC?
If there is, I'm not aware of it. That would be something that I definitely would need to look into to learn a little bit more about it. But at the time being, I'm not aware of there being such a program.
Okay. And Lori wants to know, can you also assist her company with obtaining a GSA schedule?
Yes, yes, that is another area that our counselors can assist with. So yes, definitely.
Great. I think I dropped your, did I drop your contact information? I did. At the 11:44 marker, I dropped in Tenell's contact information if you would like to contact her to discuss your company in detail and the things that you may need to try to get the PTAC assistance. That will be great. Her email address is there, the website, along with her phone number as well. So please feel free to reach out to her. We want to make sure that our South Carolina businesses have every opportunity to tap into some other resources and another lane of business to help you thrive and grow. We talk about small businesses in South Carolina, and I know it's small in name, but you're mighty in numbers. There's so many of you here, and you are responsible for the state's economy. There's over 99% of our businesses here are South Carolina small businesses, and also you supply our state with over $850,000 jobs, not dollars, but jobs. So we do appreciate you. We want to provide that type of assistance, whatever we can do to try to help you grow and thrive. And we'll have more webinars similar to this to help you with that. I thank Mr. Mauricio Orozco. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. I thank you so much for being our right hand today and providing those links to everything that we do. Mauricio is with the South Carolina Commission for Minority Affairs. So we want to give them a special shout out today and just jumping in. And I thank you so much for doing that, Mauricio. Thanks so much. If there aren't any other questions, oh, I had one more thing. I had commercial, I guess I can call it. We have the automotive B2B coming up in Greenville on March 1st. And if you are a business that have already signed up, just make sure that you know that PTAC will be there as well. They will have a table there, and you'll be able to maybe meet Tenell. I'm not sure if she'll be there, but we'll have a PTAC representative there for that. So just know that you'll get to see her. Laney wants to know, or Laney wants to know where we can find the recorded link. As soon as we stop recording, we're still recording right now. As soon as we stop and the presentation is over, for everyone that attended today, you will receive the link of the recording where you will have Tenell's slides incorporated as well. Any other questions? I think we're good. Thank you so much, Tenell. You just supplied so much information. It was great information. I thank you for answering the questions that were submitted during our registration for this webinar, and we'll continue to do this. For those of you who have my direct link, I did drop it at the very beginning of the webinar. You can also give me a call or either reach out if there's other subjects that you would like us to cover to help you grow your business. And I just want to thank you. I just realized that I'm just talking and didn't turn on my camera or anything, but but I just wanted to thank everyone for joining us today, and just look for that link. I will email that out to everyone. And thanks so much, Tenell. Really appreciate you sharing all that great information for our businesses.
Thank you for having us.
All righty. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great afternoon. That was